Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to take a look inside Holy Land, Full Spectrum Warfare in the Middle East. This is a game designed by Joseph Miranda and published in Modern War Magazine, issue number 8, November-December of 2013. There's no back of the box, so I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on what this game's about. The premise of Holy Land is that there is a revitalization of the militant Arab world. They then challenge the Israelis using not only conventional military forces, but also the full spectrum of conflict, including insurgency and terrorism. The game includes several possible scenario options for different types of conflict. It is for 1 to 3 players, and it looks like a pretty ambitious game. It's got a 30-page rulebook. That's something you don't generally see in magazine games, and includes 2 maps as well. So let's take a look inside and see what you get. We get our rulebook, 3 counter sheets, and 2 maps. So let's set up the maps and take a closer look at the game. And here's a look at the map that comes with the game. Take the 2 maps, overlay one on top of the other to create this one giant map. And the game does say 1 to 3 players, but just keep in mind for a solitaire player, with all these charts and tables that are arrayed across the map, you're going to need a map that, or a table that you can walk around the map and look at the different charts and tables. They do copy each other on either side, like the terrain effects chart is on both sides. The Israeli mobilization chart is on this side. The Arab chart is on the other. So you'll need to go look at both sides or print out extra copies of the charts so that way you can keep them on your side if you're going to play on one side or the other. The net war chit explanation is up here. U.S. Persian Gulf bases here. Time record track is here. Then you have net war chits, Israeli airstrike chits, Israeli reserves, and the Israeli units available for recruiting at the bottom. Then at the top right, you have the Arab forces listed out for you there, and they're holding boxes as well. Pretty busy map, a lot going on that definitely I think would suit 2 or 3 players better than a solitaire player. But like I said, if you do have the room to play it, definitely give it a shot. I know that's what I'm going to be doing it as a solitaire game. I just have to be able to get around this table and see everything and reach everything easy. Take a look at the counter sheets that come with the game. We have Syrian, Palestinian, Saudi, Iranian, foreign fighters, Al-Qaeda, pro-Arab, Lebanese, NATO forces, and some admin counters. On the second sheet, we have Egyptian, Jordanian, and Israeli forces. And then the third counter sheet is for errata and variant counters. Now we'll take a look inside the rulebook. It is a 29-page rulebook. All the contents are listed on the top left side. Got our introduction, the players, which are the Arabs and the Israeli coalition. Net war index is explained to you. Then we get into the components of the game and how to read your counters, the Israeli units and the Arab units that are available in the game. Get into the different administrative counters. Then we get into the how to play here, starting off with the sequence of play, how to win, the net war index, the control of forces, unit levels, initiative, how that's handled, different types of movement. There's minimum move, infiltration movement, terrain considerations, movement restrictions based on terrain, NATO allies, and then conflict general, how you resolve conflict in the game, attacking, defending, freedom of action, doubling, conflict underground, when you're going to be attacking underground status units, and illustrated examples of play, great to see in a magazine game, voluntary retreat, conflict results, return phase. We have the map of Syria and a terrain key. Then we get to control of hexes, the net war chits, listing of the net war chit explanation, the same as you have on the map, the unconventional forces, air operations, naval operations, amphibious assaults, FOBs and base zones, barrage and precision guided munitions, jihad, air superiority, air mobile transport, suicide bomber attacks, kinetic combat, other CRTs, SSM attacks. Pretty much covers everything that you could think of, at least listed here in the rules, with notes in red, so that way you can follow along if there's anything that you need to pay close attention to in understanding the rule. Then you have the initial deployment chart on page 25. Then we get the Arab Spring Syrian Civil War bonus add-on scenario on page 27. And then we finish up on page 28 and 29 with our order of battle, and then we get to the listing of other magazines from Decision Games. And that is a look at everything you get inside of Holy Land, Full Spectrum Warfare in the Middle East, a game designed by Joseph Miranda and published by Modern War Magazine, issue number 8, November-December 2013. This is a pretty ambitious title. As much as I love magazine games, this one has me both excited and concerned. Excited that there's a really broad scope at work here. There's a lot to cover, but concerned because magazine games tend to be put out a lot quicker and can be sloppier. And the larger the rulebook, the more that there's a chance of some sloppiness. Hopefully that's not the case here, but that remains to be seen. But I love the concept of what's going on here, that you can not only go with conventional but unconventional forces. There's even net war aspects to it, because cyber warfare is definitely a big part of the modern battlefield. So it'll be interesting to see how that all comes together. Well, I hope that helps you guys out if you've been curious about this one. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.